Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Elian's Joy. It is great to be here today. I am glad to be able to do the show today. Elian's Joy is all about bringing you joy, bringing you tips for happiness and a good mood and getting through the day and getting through life in general, right? Very, very welcome. If you are watching the replay, excuse me, or if you're watching the show on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. I am grateful for you. I am glad to be here and I'm glad to have you with me. If you have any questions, always let me know in the comments or reach out to me to Elian Haan. I am a life and wellness coach specialized in midlife and transformation coaching. And I work with my clients a lot on this wonderful topic of today, anxiety. It is October, so this is the perfect time of the year here in this live setting today. Perfect time of the year to start feeling a little bit of anxiety coming in, right? After maybe the wonderful summer holidays that you experienced. Maybe you were able to relax, maybe you were able to get out and do fun things or travel. But right now we are back into getting into the fall season, and this is also a very busy season for many of you. I work programs with teachers, with medical staff. It is one of these times a year where we just kind of got back in the swing of things, starting back up after a little summer break. And then here it is. We have Halloween coming. We celebrate Thanksgiving here in the United States. We have the Christmas season. And that for you, that might be the Hanukkah season, that might be the Kwanzaa season. There is many times that are all piling up, many holiday times that are all piling up around this time of the year when you're just getting back in the swing, right? So a lot of people reach out to me and they suffer from anxiety, and I'm going to give you some and share some of the smaller tips with you today on what you can do for yourself. And the first one to start with and to beat some of the anxiety is always to recognize that you have it and to accept the fact that it's there. It's okay, right? In the first place, we kind of have to sit down sometimes and say, oh gosh, I recognize this. I'm feeling really stressed out. I have a lot going on. So because it is like that, let's not beat myself up, but let's accept the fact that it is a busy time of the year, that I have a lot on my plate, and there are things that I can do about it if I just know that this is coming. Right? We have to kind of accept it. It's kind of like one of these times where we can't escape and just run around and say, I feel so much anxiety, but not being able to be in control of it. To be in control of it and to accept it is one of the things that I'm going to share with you. So let's say it is what it is, right? Identify these feelings. If you are sleeping less, if you're getting less sleep, if you are, right, both. Right? Sometimes we don't sleep because we're up all night thinking about all these things. And sometimes we just get less hours because we can't really get away from work, or we still have to finish some things up, or we're just working late at night. So if both are true and you get less sleep, then that is one of the symptoms of these stressful or anxiety times. Like, how am I going to manage all this? The physical symptoms that we feel are feeling out of control, are feeling sometimes headache, sometimes breathing, right? We're out of breath all the time. We feel that we're running physically all the time and running out of breath. We have a lack of sleep. We have a little nervous stuff going on that we just feel, right? Sweaty all the time, maybe feel nervous all the time. All these things are having to do with the things that you have on your plate. And in order to control it a little bit better, let's be nice to ourselves first and say, it's okay. I'm experiencing this. I have a lot on my plate. I'm going to be nice for myself. I accept it for what it is. It's the time of the year. And I'm going to do some things for myself that makes me feel better. The things that I'm going to do for myself are going to make me feel better. so that I can handle this season. And that is a really good thing to do. So accept it for what it is, kind of recognize the times and say, I don't know. This is coming. So I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm going to be nice for myself. The second thing that we can do that occupies us a lot around this time of the year is working with others and doing things with others. In the first place, around holiday times, that will be family, organizing things, dinners, Christmas parties, Thanksgiving, Halloween events. And if you're with a lot of people around, then sometimes it's easier, or it's easy to get flustered and taking things personally. Some arguments might be there. There might be some disagreements. There might be somebody that says, I want to do it at my house. No, I want to do it at my house. Even whatever it is, let's try to stay away from taking it personally. If we take it personally, then that puts you in a place of feeling sometimes inferior, feeling insecure. We might have lack of self-esteem. We feel that we are judged by others, and all this is not really contributing to a good mood, right? So it might put you in a spot where you are feeling less in control again and feeling that you don't have any say about it. And ultimately, that is not the truth. Sometimes it is not meant personally, but in a personal way, right? It was not meant for you to take it personal, but we did. So if you've always hosted and this year it's not at your house, don't take it personal. It might not have anything to do with the fact that you always hosted the best events, that you always did the most amazing things. But now somebody else just wants to step up to the plate and take the burden, the load of work off you, or maybe even show off their beautiful place and have an event hosted at their house. So to step away from number two, not taking it personal, is whatever happens is very important, especially around these times of the year. If you're a teacher and somebody wants to step up and do it in their room or has a bigger event planned than yours, let's just be nice to each other and not be bothered by it. Just say yes, right? It's okay, it's good. And if it takes some of the burden off your plate, hey, that might be just amazing, even if you always did it. It might be just an amazing feel of, yay, let it go, because you don't have to do all the work for it. So that is number two. Let's not take it personal, whatever happens. Just kind of step back and say, okay. And I'll have reach out when I can do something. So that is a really, really important thing. With that goes that sometimes we might be resistant to change. It was always at your house. The whole family always came. Only because you were always putting the party on, you were always having the celebration there, you were always having the events at your house. And don't be resistant to change. Like I said, if somebody else wants to step up and do it somewhere else for a change. So we have to let go of taking it personal. And number three, we have to just not be resilient to change, but open to change. You might like it. And sometimes it's different. It's difficult to different for sure, and difficult to do something completely different than you've always done. And some of us, for that reason, are resistant to change. But if you try things that are a little bit different, you might actually like it. It might surprise you. It might surprise you how you come back and say, oh, that was wonderful to have somebody else take care of all the dishes and all the cleaning and all the preparation. So for that matter, if you're open to change, it might surprise you what the outcome is. Right? So identify the feelings that you're feeling stressed out about the time of the year coming up. Secondly, just don't take it personal, whatever happens, and be open to change. If this is going to be the case, that something else is going to step somebody else is going to step up and take over from you. Fine, let's do it. Let's do something different, right? That is always so important. And another thing for anxiety, number 4, is step away from procrastination. Start on it now. Start on it yesterday. I know it's busy. I know it's a lot of work, but the sooner we can get it done. I have friends that buy Halloween things in spring. I know, crazy. But that's a little bit early, right? But if we're coming to this part of the year and you can kind of get your planning, your ideas already in place, maybe you have to buy things, maybe you have to purchase things for it, maybe you have to set up things or have an idea about table setting, or maybe you're gonna host a gathering and you have to figure out what you're gonna serve. Maybe you have people coming in for catering. Maybe you're going to cook it all yourself. Maybe you can plan that so that it's a little bit spread out and you don't wait till last minute, right? And a lot of us like to wait till last minute and then be overcome by stress, because there is no time in the day. There's never time in the day. We're always so busy doing things anyway, and there's always so many things going on. And what if something happens that wasn't planned? Then it doesn't work because you already procrastinated, and then there's no time left to get the stuff done. So you are overwhelmed and you won't sleep at all. So if you can go into a mode of organizing and planning upfront, then that will take so much of the stress away. It will take so much away from what you really, really see happening. You got it all in the picture, you got it all envisioned, you got it all spread out, you got it all written down, and now you just have to do weekly, maybe a little bit, or in a couple of days ahead, a little bit more, but you have it all under control. And that brings me to my next point. Don't try to control everything. Let go of control. So that has to do with all the above points, right? So anxiety starts coming up when we are procrastinating and when we are taking things personally and we don't like the things to be changed. And we think that, it's nothing and we can handle it all. And we don't identify the feelings of stress and anxiety. So I'm going back on the points that I just gave you, right? So it all comes together in a circle. It all has to do with each other. If you are letting go of the things that you can't control and you give it to somebody else, do so. Because sometimes we women are very powerful. We're boss women, right? And we have that feeling of, yeah, I got it done. And it always looks so good if we can say that all the time. But that is the part that is not so healthy. We don't have to have control over everything. I don't really over my life, but just like everybody else, or many of you, I wouldn't say everybody else, but many of you, women especially, like to help and take care, and for that matter, sometimes be in control of things that we can let go of. We can have somebody else do it. So with all the above, around this hectic time of the year, we can say to somebody else, yeah, why don't you do it? Why don't you take care of that event? Why don't you be in charge? And I'll just bring the pie. And then bam, right? Everything is gone. So we can plan and not procrastinate. We can identify that we feel a lot better about it and we're not so stressed out. And we can be open to change. We can have somebody else step up to the plate and take control and be in charge. And I don't have to take that personal, because it was not about me. It was just about somebody else wanting to step up and do some things, maybe even for you. So don't take it personal. It was not that at all. And so if we identify those feelings of stress and anxiety, there's always things that we can do when it comes to self-care. And that's what I was wanted to close with today, right? I wanted to tell you that once you recognize those feelings, you identify the fact that you are stressed out because you have a lot on your plate, then identify those feelings and also be very nice for yourself. And what can you do for anxiety? Meditate more, read the Bible, read something you love to read, sit down, be still, sit and be quiet, enjoy a moment, and then your mindfulness exercises may be right there, correct? So being in a beautiful environment, maybe watching something that you would love to watch outside. Take a walk in nature, look at your beautiful flowers in the yard, get away from the electronics. Just taking a moment to breathe, taking a moment to sit and be still and be quiet and reflect. Reflect on how you can be grateful in the moment, how you can stay in that moment of gratefulness, knowing that you are okay, knowing that you're doing everything you can and you're doing your best. That's all you have to do. Let them all run away with it. It's okay. And you just stay in that place of calm. And if you can do that every day for yourself, create from a few minutes to maybe even an hour of calm, right? Most of my clients will say, but I don't have an hour. Well, then Buddha would say you need 2, if that's the case. But in a jokingly manner of speaking, it means, yes, that you need to take some time for yourself. And I always like to start with practicing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, even a meditation or a breathing exercise, because not everybody is just easing easily into that, right? So it's just something that we have to practice. That's why it's practice. Some days I can't. Some days my mind is just going, and some days I just feel really, really okay with sitting still and taking some time for myself. But if I practice every day, if it was easy or not, then I give myself 10, 15 minutes of time to reset and be in the moment. I can't control the future. And that's what all that anxiety is ultimately about. So let's go back to the moment. Sit into a space of awareness and gratefulness and take a few deep breaths. If you take 10 deep breaths every day, in through your nose, and holding it for a little bit, and then a slow exhale. If you do that every day, you are amazing, because you are paying attention to your breath, to your body. That's where we live, right? In our body, you're paying attention to the moment, breathing, feeling alive. So I hope that these 5 points help you a little bit. Just think about it. Crazy times are coming up. It's okay. Just take time for yourself. Be nice to yourself. We're going to get through it. If you want to reach out to me anytime, please find me on Elian'Haan.com. And all the links are here in the show description, so you can find me. Reach out for live coaching sessions. If you see me on the show, then tell me that you saw me on the show and I give you a free live coaching session. You watch this show, right? Elian's Joy. And I'll be glad to talk to you about a few things that I can do for you, and then how I can help you. Just reach out anyway, how I can help you through anxiety and through stressful times. Just reach out, Elian'Haan.com, anytime. And any questions, any comments, or if this resonated with you, please let me know and reach out. You can always watch the replays on my YouTube channel on winwinwomen.tv. This channel where I am with wonderful and amazing show hosts and friends. We're all delivering content because we care, we like to collaborate, we love to be with you. And in this community of amazing people, reach out anytime. I hope you got something out of today's show and at least some joy, some smiles, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.